Hey guys, today we are growing a garden with different seeds like the tomato plant, but also stuff like the frog fountain, all with clay and stop motion animation.
It has been raining all day long, and this is just the perfect project for a rainy day. We are starting creating the garden bed for our tiny garden. This creation is inspired by Grow a Garden, the popular Roblox game, and at first I wasn't really sure what the hype is all about and why people are so hooked. Then I tried it and I was hooked. It's so relaxing and addictive to build up your own garden, getting all these rare and legendary seeds. And I knew I wanted to create this with clay, and this is what we are doing right now. If you have watched the live stream a few days ago, you know that I have been working on this project. And the clay part is not the most difficult part. I think it's an awesome beginner's creation. The difficult part is the animation. Because at the end of this video, you will see a growing garden come to life with stop motion animation. I'm not super familiar with all the different seeds and plants you can actually create and grow a garden, so I decided to stick with the plants which are in my beginner's garden. Right now we are working on the first plant. This is going to be some bushes for blueberries. Blueberries were actually the very first seeds which I had in my garden. And the bushes are nested squares with this characteristic pattern. Now let's also create some of the berries. When they are growing during night or when it is raining, they get bigger. But as this is a beginner's garden, I thought it would be nice to start with just some regular blueberries for our clay garden. After oven hardening, we can place the bushes and the berries inside our bed, our garden bed. The next plant which we are creating is also quite common. You get it almost every time. And it was the second plant in my garden, in Grow a Garden. So we are creating it as well. These are some leaves. Everywhere we see this typical pattern with these tiny squares inside. And I was struggling with this at the beginning, because I had no idea how to get this square pattern onto my tiny clay pieces. Until I played around with these clay stems, which I created myself. These are going to be the stems for the tomatoes. And now we've got all the different plant parts which we need to grow some tomatoes. Now let's get in some variation into our garden. I saw some cosmetics which I thought looked amazing. Like this fountain. It's a specific fountain which I was not able to build or buy, but I saw it, and as this is clay and my desk, I'm in power of deciding which items are available here. We start with the water for the fountain, adding some color to it, because I thought the aqua blue is a little bit too bright. And now we're adding the walls, the tiny stones, we've got two colors in here. We've got the brighter dolphin gray and the darker stormy gray. Now for the fountain, we've got different layers, which I am adding each one on top of each other. And now let's create the fountain itself, the frog, the tiny frog. The typical Roblox or Grow a Garden pattern contains these tiny squares. This time they are not inverted, they are popping out like Lego pieces. And with the liquid clay we've got the water effect. And now I add some transparent polish to keep it shiny. And it looks so awesome. Well, what's missing? Some acrylic glass. For the fountain which is coming out of the mouth of the frog. This should work. As we started with two tiny plants, we've got the blueberries and the tomatoes so far, plus the awesome frog fountain. I also wanted to bring in some bigger plants, like this tree. I found it on an image. I have no idea what's it called. Probably it's a willow tree with beautiful blossoms. And I really liked the contrast of the colors, so I decided to go all in on the pink. The leaves also have this typical pattern, this time also not inverted, so they're not going inside, but popping out like Lego pieces. And after often hardening, we can start assemble the tree and place it inside our garden bed, maybe on the back side. So let's place the trunk. I love the project so far. The garden is looking very beautiful, but we still have so much ahead of us. The next plant, which must not be forgotten, it's the bamboo, which is growing really fast. And inside my garden I have a plant going up to the sky. For some reason I forgot to record how I created the strawberries. But I didn't forget to record creating the melons. They are growing fast on the ground. And I love the pattern which they have got. And it took some time to figure out how to create them. Ended up making these squared worms. And now that we also have the pattern on the surface, like the texture, we can put them into our garden as well. Now we are almost done with the garden, but we've got 3 more items left. This thing is quite important. It marks each garden, showing the name of the garden's owner. And I just printed out the sign from my account. I only got 6 likes on my garden so far. If you like, you can add me. My username is just ClayClaim official on Roblox. And you can come and visit my garden and maybe even giving a thumbs up. If you like it. Huh. The sign is now covering up the melon, but I've got an idea. We could either change the position of the sign, but I use super glue for that, and it's unfortunate that it can't be changed so easily. Or we could grow the melon a little bit bigger. And what do we need for that? Inside the game I had multiple watering cans, and I'm not really sure what they are improving. Sure, I had a bigger apple once by using a watering can, but besides that I didn't notice any benefit, so maybe you could explain this to me and leave it down in the comments. We've created the sign, the watering can. What is missing? I wanted to include my very first pet from my garden, which is this toucan. And it's flying around, making some noise, but it also brings some vividness to the garden, which I really love. So I wanted to include him as well, but not just as a clay figurine. We're going to animate him with stop motion as well. The head is so tiny. I mean, you can see the size compared to my fingers. It has the size of a pea. The bird beak is also very tiny. Has these two colors, orange and pink, grapefruit pink. And the legs of the toucan are blue. I had also a second pet, a tiny mouse running around, but I traded it for a dinosaur, which is just awesome. If you like this project, please let me know. I'm more than happy to continue and create another garden for you guys, but I need your help and suggestions. Which plants to create for my second garden. And now we're assembling the toucan and removing the wire to stick in the wire coming from the wings, so we can let this tiny buddy of ours fly.